Hey everyone, just thought I'd come on to do the last video in this series. Was on with Lee about a half hour ago. We was just doing some stuff together, but he was having trouble with his internet, so he couldn't really come on the live because it kept cutting in and out all the time. So we just went through a few last little things like naming the course and coming up with a name and just double checking everything. Everything's done, everything's ready. All I've got to do is just spend a little bit of time tomorrow just checking a couple of pins just to make sure that they're playing how I want them to play. But it's mainly pins 2 and 3, which I'm going to be checking in the daytime tomorrow, but I will be publishing tomorrow night. And just giving it a quick once over, really, just checking everything as I go around. Nothing really exciting on this video tonight, I've done most of the front line already, just checked all the grasses, made sure everything is where it should be and all the cart paths are working and it's all lined up. We spent about half an hour coming up with a name, which we'll do tomorrow when we publish. Lee will be doing a live video on his channel tomorrow night, the first playthrough, so silly little things like that. I've just got to go around and check today. Nothing exciting for you to really watch, but it just wraps up the series basically, so I can edit the last episode and put it down as Final Tweaks Part 2 and then it's all finished. So I think we're quite happy with the name we come up with. It's quite a cool little Scottish name for a course, and it seemed to encapsulate everything we wanted. I don't know if it's that bush that's doing this. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to go around and just check pathways and silly little things like that on each hole. Make sure everything's working. Bunkers. Find the odd bit of grass here and there that they've left exposed. Totally pointless in the big scheme of things because no one's ever really going to see half of this stuff, but it bugs me. So I tend to do stuff like this quite diligently. Like that doesn't match up. But yeah, it's been a cool little series to do and something that I'll be able to look back on. Something that we did and recorded it all, and it's quite unique really in that I've never really seen anybody do that. Maybe they have, but I've just never noticed it before. Someone having a design, especially when the course is out and people start playing it. Maybe I'll start getting a few more views and people will be a bit more interested now it's been done, and maybe they will, maybe they won't, but it's been fun doing it. Very different, trying to design and talk and think. It's a lot more challenging than I thought. I haven't placed cameras on the holes because I've literally focused totally on the course itself and really haven't left no memory left for cameras. Doesn't really bother me, but if I had a choice and would I want to put cameras in, I'd say yeah, I'd like to put cameras in. But I've spent so much detail on this course that I've literally left myself nothing for cameras, which is a shame in a way, but it's not something that I would lose sleep over, if you know what I mean. Be nice to have them though, wouldn't it? But I'm more about bloody making sure I put the right amount of bushes in and the right amount of grasses and spending my memory on the gameplay. Right or wrong, however you feel about that, I wouldn't argue with you if you think cameras is a better idea or you don't. It's purely subjective, isn't it? But yeah, if you ask me, yeah, I would like to have had enough memory to put them in, but you could argue I'm such an overplanter sometimes that used a lot of and stuff that I shouldn't have, and could have left some spare for cameras, but I didn't. So sadly, it's just so much grass has been used. It's just used up so much of the memory in the meter. It would have, mate. I totally agree. It would have. There was some nice, cool shots. I could have had shots coming down this coastline and a nice overhead shot of the course, and even just doing that ones coming down the fairways and things like that. Yeah, but I haven't played around. I did it a little bit on Liz Labrava. I laid a few cameras down, and I don't know if you're looking at, say, maybe 10% to do a course of your memory. It seemed quite high. When I did 2 or 3 cameras, and I used up quite a bit. So that's my biggest concern. But in theory, yeah, it would have been nice. It's high, isn't it? It's my biggest disappointment with them, was the amount they use up. If I want to show off something, I want to show off something that looks really cool, and the only way I can, in my stupid little brain, that I can get it to look really cool is by putting a ton of detail in. And to put a ton of detail in, you lose your memory. So it's a yin and a yang, isn't it? And I opted quite early on, or when I knew I was getting close, sort of on the back 9, I just thought cameras ain't going to happen on this one. So it was quite an easy choice in the end to not have to worry about them. But all I've really got to work with is the behind shots off the tee and things like that for views, which I've tried to accommodate as much as I could to have interesting back shots that the game's in-game camera puts in. And just hope that they look okay. But I'm trying to really focus on getting as much as I can on the course. Just checking all my stuff. This should all be pretty good, really. I don't care about that, but it needs to go. Hope so, mate. Yeah, I hope it looks as good as you want it to look. I was just talking about lighting with Lee a minute ago, and just looking at the ideal lighting, and I've got the lighting I really want. I would like it a tiny bit brighter, but because I've used such thick cloud cover with shifting light, which we was trying to catch throughout the whole design to get the light to shift from dark to bright. If I go any brighter, the bright's too bright, and if I go any darker, the dark's too dark. So we've got a nice mixture at the moment. Like this hole, for example, when it lights up, it really captures the sun on the grass, on the rocks here. When it goes dark, it loses a little bit of depth to it, but it's a shifting light, so what can you do? It's going to shift. I don't really want to be too much brighter, and I don't certainly want to be any darker. But as I say, it's going to shift, so I don't think there's much else I can do with lighting. I have fiddled and played with it. We want the mist in there, you know. Yeah, I think it's working, mate. This direction, the orientation of the sun's the best views going this way. Or is it? It's not bad going that way, to be honest. But I don't know, I've spent so much time with the course now. I mean, we've done it in under 3 weeks, I think, or maybe 3 weeks. So we've worked pretty fucking quick to get it done. And everyone does it, I think, goes through a love-hate part of the course where you love it 1 minute and the next minute you're not so sure. But I've come to a point now where I'm just happy with that. I can't do much else to it to make it look any better. I mean, there is obviously things I could do, but for the amount of time I would spend doing that, I'm pretty blooming happy with it. The trade-offs are all there. And yeah, it was just a quick video just to wrap up the series, really. All I'm going to do is spend tomorrow doing the pins, which shouldn't take too long because we've done most of them. It's just a case of doing pins 2 and 3, like I said a minute ago. So it's definitely going to be published tomorrow and I can let it go. I'm going to try and do some more sort of videos on just for more newer designers and starting plots and things like that, and whole designs and layouts and sculpting and water and stuff like that for newer designers. Just because it'll be helpful for people, hopefully, and I suppose in a way you're looking for some more views, aren't you, as a YouTuber, and some more subscribers. So yeah, I think Lee's really helped with the playability side of it. It's nice to have another player looking at it and working with you. I like doing collaborations with people. It's fun to bounce ideas off people, and if you find the right people that you like working with and you value their opinion, it's good fun. Obviously I've done all the physical work, but Lee's really helped with making it as strategic as we can. So it's been really fun doing it with him. But I'm just going to literally run around a few of the holes, just make sure it's all done. Everyone can pretty much see that it's all nearly finished now. Well, it is finished, full stop. I'm not designing anything else. Yeah, I did some work with Alan last night on it. Alan stayed on with me for about an hour last night. We was trying to figure out hole 14 because it was a hole that I was never happy with. It's bizarre because when I started doing that hole, I thought, oh, this hole's going to be easy. Out of all the holes on the course, I was thinking, oh, this one shouldn't be a problem, and it ended up being the hardest hole to get right. And it was just a case that I'd cut the fairway at a funny angle, running across from the tee, and the tee shot wasn't just playing out how I expected it to play. And yeah, we spent about an hour last night trying to straighten it up and get it working. And his input really helped, mate, because it changed the whole angle of the. We was talking about moving the tee box, but we just literally straightened up the fairway a bit and put a couple of extra bunkers in, and it worked. Simple as that. Nothing major. So I appreciate Alan's help on that one. He was trying to do his own course at the time. So bless him for helping. But there's nothing standing out that looks odd. So I've done most of this front mine anyway, so it should all be pretty sorted. So I'm interested when I get to the back 9. I think it should all be good. A couple of bunkers I want to check tomorrow just to make sure that they're funny a little bit there. So I don't know if, I'm sure everybody does it, some newer designers might not. It's just literally spend a good amount of time being very diligent around your course, making sure you've got everything. You'll still miss something along the way, don't get me wrong. Even as diligent as I can be, I still always look back when I watch people play it on YouTube and think, bloody hell, I missed that. It's always something. But minimise it as much as you can. Like that funny bit there, looks stupid. Yeah, thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, I'll be ready tomorrow night, so yeah, looking forward to that. Thanks, man. So it's nothing exciting to watch tonight, just a quick recap just to wrap it all up. So it's looking nice and bright at the moment, which is the view of the brightness I wanted. That's my favourite view on this hole, looking back through that valley. It was really hard to find a pin and an angle on the green where you're going to land that becomes in play. You have to sort of hit it here, but everything runs away, so you end up getting a collection point down there and you don't sort of catch that, which is a shame, but it's not the end of the world. That needs a bit of flattening. Pinched a bit of that tee box there now. The top of that step I need sorting. Make sure all your tee boxes are flat. All your newer designers go around every tee box. That is literally the last thing I do on every publish. After I've got everything checked out, every pin, every bunker, is just double check your tee boxes and just go and flatten them. It takes 2 seconds just to go around with the square shape because my tees are all square. Hello, Alan. We got 14 sorted in the end now. Pretty happy with it now, mate. It's all ready to go, published tomorrow, mate. I've just got to do some pins tomorrow in the daytime. But yeah, I'll show you 14 now, Alan. It's working a lot better. I did go back to the original tee box, but just angling the fairway now seems to work a lot better now. Just put 3 bunkers in there, mate. You can cut across them in the right wind, but you just about clear that 3rd bunker with the right wind. You made decent progress. How far away are you, Alan, from how many holes are you in? Because once we got that fairway sort of lined up a bit better, it set up the second shot better, and then I didn't like the approach to the green, so I put that bunker in near side of the green just to give it something else to think about. You're on 6 or 7. You got 6 or 7 to go, or you're on 6 or 7? Yeah, that all worked a lot better now. End of June. What are we now? Coming into May, aren't we? That's quite a while, mate, eh? A lot of work. Yeah, done so far. Yep. So, where was we? 11. We're just doing a quick skim around the course, basically. Just double checking any sort of abnormalities, things that look really weird. Bits of sculpting that don't look quite right. There's a little dip there that looks a bit odd. Tiny little things you miss in the middle of doing a design. So you got about another 5-6 weeks of it. Yeah, I think we managed to get, that looks a bit odd to me, that bit there. We managed to get this one done in record time. There's no prizes for speed. If there was, I might do alright. But sometimes I get a bit carried away at the end of a design and just want to get it out there and done. I'm not someone who can tend to do multiple designs at once, so I find it really difficult. Yeah, like I say, some just flow, don't they? Some courses just literally you just get going and everything sort of fits and works how you want it to. And I have to, once I get in that mindset, it's more the planting, isn't it, Alan, and things like that with me. Once I get into that mindset of that's what I'm planting, that's what the course I'm doing, I couldn't change to trying to do like a Parkland style course in between doing this, because my brain would just wouldn't work for me. I get engrossed in the style of the course and the textures I'm using, and to come back to a different texture and start trying to do a tree line course in between doing this. My brain don't work like that. Whereas a lot of people can, a lot of people do that. And I think the only benefit I would get from doing that is sometimes I probably wouldn't rush, mate. Sometimes, not that I rush, but maybe I would. I'm just trying to think of the right way of putting it. Because like sometimes I get bored towards this part of the design, and I want to move on to something new. So I try to wrap it up not as quickly as I can, but just try to get it done. Just work really hard, pushing it through. So maybe sometimes it would benefit to work on other courses, but I don't think so. I can't change the way I do it, same as you can't, Alan. You do what you do, and that's it, isn't it? We design the way we design, and some wouldn't work for others, and some people it will. You can only do what feels comfortable to yourself. But that was the triple green bit we got in the end. We got those 3 greens back to back, which is quite cool. All overlooking each other. Just not sure about this dipper down there, it looks a bit silly. I'm actually going to try and, like I said, do some different videos for more new designers. Just do some more basic stuff for them, and get a few more videos out there after this series is done. Just got to try and come up with some more structured ways of doing it, so I'm not so random, they can understand. It's going to be simple things like starting a plot and sculpting tips and sculpting things, you know. I think that'll work well. Planting, little one on planting. hopefully just up the subscriber numbers a bit. I think that works. Yeah, planting would be my most interesting one to do for other people, because I don't know how to put it without sounding like a plum. I think I'm quite good at planting, so I think I could offer people something, but it's just coming up with a way of explaining it, because you're good at planting as well, and it's, I don't know, you just see what you see and you plant where you think, don't you? It's not really something that you can, I don't know, explain. It's more just, I suppose, using what are the best sort of trees and bushes to use for certain situations and things like that. You know, that's probably what a lot of designers would get benefit from. Rock work and things like that. I think, I don't know, the next course I might try and do is going to be like a real rocky. Just, I don't know, I did that with Isla Brava, I don't know. Wouldn't mind playing the game for a little bit, to be honest. Going into my career and trying to actually improve on the game a little bit, because I don't spend much time doing that. Quite happy to have a little break for a couple of months after this one. I think I'm coming up to nearly 800 hours in this game so far. So, gone pretty nuts. That's all been in the designer. 45. I think I played the game for probably 2 hours at the most. Yeah, I think so, Alan. I think that's something I need to do for a little while. Just to enjoy it and enjoy other people's work for a bit. Just take a break from mine. Definitely, mate. I think it's going to help with ideas. I think it'll help with just enjoying people's designs. I might even do like a few sort of showcase things on the channel and things like that once my playing gets a bit better, because I'll come at it from obviously a designer's point of view, but then again I don't want to come at it in a condescending way and saying, oh, I would do this and I would do that. So the only way I could really get away with that is by doing more inexperienced designers and just feel more comfortable. So I wouldn't fancy telling or design or doing ones of yours or Daniel Romans or, you know, quality designers, because I haven't really got any input to say. You know, there's nothing for me to mention that I think, oh, I'd change this, I'd change that, because that'd be totally pointless. You don't need me to tell you what to do. It would be a pointless sort of video, you know. Yeah, but as I say, I would just probably end up looking at it and think, oh, I love it. It's great, I love that, love that. It'd be more of like a, I don't think there'd be much feedback that I could offer. Whereas if I go for people that are a little bit more experienced than we are, then I think I'd have something to offer them, you know. And I'd feel more comfortable doing that. What am I doing here? This one. So that would be something I'd be interested in doing in between playing a little bit more and taking a little back seat for designing for a couple of months. Yeah, it's just something I feel more comfortable with, I think. I don't take myself that seriously and rate myself that much of a designer that I think I should be judging other people's work. So it's just how you come across online. I just really don't want to come across as someone who is saying, "Oh, I do this differently and I do that differently," and blah blah blah. Why are you not coming off, bastard? But I'm looking forward to letting this one go, mate. Thrown myself into it pretty wholeheartedly right from the start, and I'm pretty tired. It's been quick, but I've put bloody a ton of hours in, mate. So many hours in this design. So the one thing that people won't see is how I've done what I've done on camera, but that's only a flipping smidgen, isn't it? The amount of work that's gone into it. Checked all this out. Did all those bunkers the other day. That little dip was deliberate to get that house in. Yeah, I don't think there's a hell of a lot more to do here. Did those steps earlier. They're done. Steps there, but they've disappeared. They're not going to work anymore. That's less steep than it was. Yeah, I don't know what else. What do you think, Al, if you're still on? What other topics do you think I could do? I mean, they're only going to be, I suppose, things that other designers have done anyway. Your blooming crazy connects and your B101s. But I'll still do them because I can still put my own spin on things and maybe people will find it works for them. Just as in, like, things to do as a tutorial side of things. You've got your basics, like I said, your planting and your sculpting and starting a course from scratch and things like that. But I don't know if there's anything else interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking at, is the newer people, mate. Just to get there. I see lots of questions asked on Facebook about things. How do you start a plot? How do you do this? How do you do that? And you know, I do certain things differently to some people. Like, I don't ever lay out a plot. Yeah, that's right. It's got to be interesting. Well, I've come this far with the YouTube thing now, and I've bloody spent a bit of money on mics and things like that. And so I might as well have a little go at it for a while. Didn't interest me for a while, but it sort of interests me a little bit more at the moment for some reason. Alex. But there's not too much more to do now. We're nearly there. I do enjoy the feeling when I do publish and it's gone. Like a weight off your shoulder. There we go. Some stuff here. This is the worst part though, isn't it, Alan? Of any bloody design, just doing the last sort of few days of it where you're just brushing everything up and just checking everything, and all the creativity side of it's gone. It's just meticulous sort of boring work. That's how I feel about it anyway. Tends to get a bit monotonous. There's loads of them here. But there's something. It's a way of finishing it all off. I had to get one more episode in. That looks a bit weird. Yeah, I was doing that at one point quite a lot on the unpublished. Yeah, well, obviously, you're just talking about the in-game cameras, aren't you? Because I haven't done any. I haven't used any of the new cameras on this course at all. All the lights off, but there was nothing left. But you sort of know the angles of the in-game cameras. They tend to be that sort of angle, don't they? Yeah, the in-game ones. Yeah. I mean, that would be an area that you might see on an in-game here, which looks pretty naff, to be honest, where I've tried to cover most of the other angles. But as long as it north after the holes, so they're always going to be, most of the course is going north, that's north. Yeah, so something I've never paid that much attention to, Alan, because I never knew that. They always go north. I would love to have done my own cameras, but I ain't got enough. I haven't got enough left. Yeah, it uses loads, mate. It uses loads of memory. I did about 2 or 3 on La Isla Brava, and it used about, I don't know, I can't give you an exact figure, but I was quite surprised how much memory it used on the object meter. I mean, I've got nothing left at the moment. I've literally, if I put one more bush down, it would say, wouldn't let me do it. That is every cart path checked. Every bridge. Funny little dip there that needs sorting. The bridge needs straightening. So yeah, I would like to have done it, to be honest, but hey hey. I saw Daniel's new course earlier, and some of the ones he'd done on his, they look great. Exactly, they're flyovers. Certainly benefits the course when you get the flyover right. Yeah, they were. It's right up his street, that sort of stuff, isn't it? But like I said, they bloody use up more than you think. And me being the overplanter that I am, mate, I haven't left anything ever, as usual, like a plum. It's all good. So is this one bothered me? That staircase looks totally wrong. But we come up with a decent name earlier for the course with Lee, so we're all happy with that. Looks a bit dark. Where are we going this way? check this bunker again. Make it a bit smaller. Yeah, we was just trying to come up with a Scottish name. I generally do locations like you. Just look on the map, don't you, and just try and find a name. Problem I was having was when I was looking at a lot of the Scottish names of sort of landscapes like this. It was such strange names, really weirdly spelt and things like that. And I was trying to look for something more simple that you could spell. Don't know how much difference that makes, but yeah, I think that's all done. Back down and we're onto the clubhouse. I'm not worried about that. Would have been nice to get something else around the clubhouse, but I've got nothing left. This is what it is. Looks good enough. Yeah, if I try and put a camera on, I wish the cameras were for free, mate, and I'd have gone nuts with them, but they're not. They're expensive. Can't even remember where they are. Select cameras. Lower third. Place camera tool. So, if we wanted one just overlooking this part of the fairway, looking along the course, say along hole one. Second I place it, it'll just say out of memory. So I can't give you but this it's inverted for a start, which does my nutting. So I haven't used this. This is a camera free flight tool. I can't just hit record, can I? And just film a drone flyover without placing the camera. As far as I know. Just get up like that higher. Because I can't even fly the flipping thing for a start. See if you could sort of free. I like the way the lens bends it like that. It looks pucker. Going down the hole. Yeah, so whatever I do, it's going to place a camera and it won't let me. So, sadly, I can't. Yeah, I kind of know how to do the cameras, as in laying them out and getting that part of it done. You just lay, say, 1, 2, 3 cameras and they link them up together and it will do the sequences go around. I did do dabble with that on Leslie Brava, so I sort of know how to do that, but as I say, I've got nothing left. Memory, so if I had it, I would have a go at it, but I ain't, so I don't want to sacrifice anywhere else on the course. Just to try and get some cameras in. I could probably pinch bits of grass off here and there and maybe get 2 or 3%, but I can't be bothered, mate, to be honest. I'm happy that this design is done and I can let it go. It's pretty much ready to go. So thanks Alan for your help with it, mate. Thanks for everybody else that's chipped in with little ideas and little contributions to it. They've all been fun to do, and it's been an interesting way of doing a course live, and my brain has struggled with it from time to time, but it's certainly been fun to do. And this is the last episode of it, so I appreciate everybody who's watched, everybody who's commented and liked and subscribed. It's been enough to keep me going with it, so I thank you everybody for that. And it'll be ready tomorrow, so you get out there and play it and have some fun. That's all that really matters to me. You enjoy it and have fun with it. So thank you everybody for watching, appreciate it, and take it easy. Bye.